What's up, violinists? Today we're going to be talking about a game called DOFU Touch. This is a mobile version of the PC version of this game, which goes by DOFU only on PC. Now, this game is an RPG with a tile-based strategy, as well as quite a bit of comedy. The game itself is quite amazing in my opinion. I did play the PC version when I was younger, and I have been a huge fan of it for some time. My channel originally, when I created it, was actually going to be for DOFU, and then I started playing Dungeon Hunter Champions and really got into it. And since DOFU Hunter or Dungeon Hunter Champions was a newer game, I decided to instead make videos on it. But I'm also at the point where I feel like Dungeon Hunter Champions just really isn't coming out with much, and just doing character reviews or champion reviews over and over is kind of getting stale in my opinion, because that's all the content any of us creators for Dungeon Hunter Champions is able to do. So what I'm doing is actually looking for other games to show you guys. This is definitely one that I am quite interested in playing. I do have a level 189 character or 190, I'm not really sure, but this is definitely a game I would love to play for you guys. So we're going to name our guy here Bob. I don't think Bob's going to work, but we'll try. Will Bob work? No, this name is already being used. Bob, my name is Bob. Okay, apparently I can't type. My name, okay, I'm hitting the button, is Bob. But to get into it, one of the things I do like about this game is actually the art style of it. Like I mentioned before, it is a little bit of comedy, and that's what really makes this game fun in my opinion, as well as it being a very grindy game. If you're not into a game where you have to put endless hours into to get to be the best, then this game is definitely not for you. But I also want to point out this is actually a 100% free-to-play game. You can get everything in this game being a free-to-play player that is available for those who are willing to spend a little bit more money for the cosmetics and stuff like that. Most of the gear that you're actually able to buy from the shop is such a low level amount of gear that at higher levels it's completely useless. So at end game it is completely 100% free to play. But as I was saying, one of the things I do like about this game, and please ignore the retarded bot user that is running by with an endless amount of Sacriers, because you do this, as you can see, they once somebody reports, going to chase the original portal. But it is quite annoying, and it is in the game. That is one downside I will say to this game. But anyways, for the third time, one of the things I do like about this is the artwork. Each map is individually hand drawn, which is one thing I've always liked about a game, and it makes this game quite unique because the world is rather large. This area I'm in right now is actually the beginner area, so it is the smallest area in the open world of this game. And as you can see on the map, it is quite huge in its own way. Because quite a bit of area for you to go through as a beginner and to learn this game. Another thing I like about it is actually the mob art, because the mobs are just amazing in my opinion on how they work, as well as how they are drawn. It always makes the game more exciting in my opinion if the artwork of the enemies as well as the characters themselves are well made. And I think DOFU easily made it into that category. So I actually might die because of this big sheep guy in the back there that moved before me. I don't know why in the world I chose this fight, but unfortunately I did. But as you can see, it is a tile-based game where you have movement as well as... I don't know what that does. Okay, let's see what this does. Jump, tail, okay, that's my jump skill. So we're gonna jump over to here. If he will jump. He doesn't want to jump, apparently. Oh, there he goes. Apparently we're getting a little bit of... That is another thing I do not like about this game. Every great once in a while you will catch some serious lag because it is an open world, so it does kind of blow back on you as well if there's a lot of people nearby. And as you saw just a moment ago, there was like a million bots running past me. So we're gonna run from this guy. I'm actually going to turn the tiles off. There. Yeah, I'm turning the scenario off so I can actually see what's going on. That's another thing I do like about this game is you can do that. And it just honestly makes it a little bit easier to play. So we're going to be running from this guy. Another thing, if you're into reading the RPG storylines, this game definitely has a very hilarious story behind it. It also has its own anime. This is actually a prequel to the anime, which you can find on Netflix, and it is called DOFUS, and I'm about to die, of course. You've just become locked, okay. But DOFUS is WAFKU, and this, like I said, this is a prequel to the game. And if you're actually interested in that, then I do highly recommend it because it is amazing as well. Alright, so that was just a little bit of an unfortunate fight. But I do believe that is just enough for you to actually see how the fights go. So what we're going to do is actually look at a little bit of the other stuff. The open world, as you can see, here comes the bot guy again. Apparently he died, even though he's running bots, which is hilarious. But here is your character. Excuse me. Here is your characteristics. You have your HP, AP, and MP. AP is your action points. As you can see, I was able to do 2 attacks each turn, as well as move up to 3 tiles. Initiative is going to be whoever moves first. The higher your initiative, the faster your character moves in the turn-based style. Prospecting is going to determine the amount of drops or how high the drop rate is for your particular character or even your party, because prospecting when you're a party does combine for your entire party. So partying not only will increase your XP, but it will also increase your drop rate. Then you have your characteristics down here, which are vitality, wisdom, strength, intelligence, chance, and agility. These are all based on an element except for vitality. Vitality obviously is going to be your HP. Wisdom is going to increase the amount of experience you get per fight, as well as some characters are their damage is based on wisdom. Strength is going to increase the amount of items you can hold, as well as the damage certain characters such as the IOP is able to do with earth spells. Intelligence is also the same thing. It increases the strength of fire spells. Chance will increase your prospecting as well as water damage. Agility increases your ability to dodge a lock, which is when a character with higher agility gets next to you, you cannot move away from them without losing MP or AP. So having agility is really good for tanky people in this game because it's able to lock down their enemies and the enemy is not able to move away. Generally, when you are building a character, you're going to pick one element. I do not want intelligence, but you're going to pick one characteristic and literally focus all your skill points into that one characteristic and get the rest of your stats through your gear. These here are your spells. As you can see, you have quite a bit of skills and they are able to level up. If I was to choose pressure, you can get this skill up to level 6 once you hit level 101, and before you hit the 100s, you could get them up to level 5 if you choose to do so. Your final skills are going to be at level 100 and level 200, where you can finally summon a Doppel, which is a creature in the game that pretty much acts like any of the other characters. There is a daily to fight them literally every single day of each character class. They're quite annoying and challenging, but they're not undefeatable, and something you should do if you get into the game. You want to make sure you start doing that as early as possible on a daily basis. Here we have the map. This is the beginning area of the map of the world. This is the beginner's area. You can stay here, I believe, up until level 60 if you choose to do so, but technically you can leave here around level 20 and still make it in the open world quite easily. Which I will actually show you the open world. I believe I can. Okay, not that one. Why is it not letting me do this? Okay, so we'll run there real quick while we talk. One of the things, I don't know if I mentioned this yet or not, is the art style of the game. Like I said, it is a comedy style game, but all these maps are actually individually hand-drawn as well. Please excuse the passing car. I am sitting outside usually when I'm playing games because it's just a little quieter generally out here than being in my bedroom where you hear a very, very loud AC and it's non-stop. But yes, definitely one of the things I liked about this game was the art style, because it is hand-drawn, as including the maps and characters. So no map is going to look like any other map in the game. And even each map has an individual, uniquely set battlefield, because you can fight on almost, I'd say probably about 95% of the maps you're able to pick a fight in. Or actually 100. If you're doing PvP, you can PvP on any map in the entire game. Another thing, we can go here to my inventory. I currently don't have anything, obviously, but you have on this left side here, you can put DOFU eggs, which are pretty much dragon eggs that are very powerful. That's what the basis of the game is you're trying to find all these dragon eggs or trophies, which will also give smaller stats. You have headgear, weapons, capes, pets, belts, amulets, shields, rings, and so forth. You do have potions and stuff like that, such as bread and fish. And you have your quest items, and then you can also set up custom gear sets once you start getting multiple pieces of gear. So if you're into PvP, you might have a particular set you use for PvP, and then another set you use particularly for PvE content, which is quite interesting in my opinion. If we were to look at the quest book here, you can see that there is quite a bit of them. I haven't actually unlocked anything, so I can't show you. I didn't mean to do that, sorry. I can't actually show you all the available quests, but I do promise you there is quite a bit. This game is so large that it actually has a wiki of it. So there is quite a bit of stuff you can do in this game. There also is guilds, and your guild can join an alliance, and with your alliance you can do alliance versus alliance territory battles, which is a great thing. And there's also alignments in the game as well, where you can choose to be a good character, which is called a Bontarian, or a bad character, which is called a Brackmarian. Unfortunately, however, there is not very many PvPers until you get to the in-game level of 200. So until then, it is definitely just a grind fest in this game. Which honestly I didn't like at first, but it is actually really worth it because the people who PvP in this game are going to be quite experienced with it most likely, and they will probably destroy you because it's not going to be their only character if they're PvPing under level 200. So this is going to be the main world. As you can see, this is just the first town you start in, which is quite large in its own right. There are dungeons, there are layers, there are emote dungeons as these. This is a dungeon, the field dungeon. This is a layer. But as you can see, the world is quite large. This is actually Bonta, where you can become a good aligned person if you choose to do so. You can also stay unaligned in this game if you choose to do so. And this is, it's not really loading in because I'm just kind of scrolling so fast, but if I gave it a second it would actually load the map. And this is going to be where Brackmar is somewhere. Yep, there it is. But there are also professions in this game. I do believe there are, I think, about 15 professions or so in the game. Which is quite a bit because you have gathering professions, crafting professions, and other stuff like that. And then there are advanced ones called Magus, which whenever you get your crafting profession to level 60, you can become a Magus and start improving gear stats for whatever gear you are professing in. So if you are a tailor, for example, you will be making hats and capes, I believe, as well as, I believe it's just hats and capes that the tailor makes. But once you hit level 60 as a tailor, you can become a tailor magus or a costume magus, which is a costume magus, and start improving those gear sets for your costume. Alright, so that is going to be it for this video, guys. I just wanted to give you a quick look at the game, and if you are interested in playing it, just leave a comment down below and let me know what your in-game name is, and I will definitely come and help you out and teach you more about this game in particular. Also, I might start actually doing a walkthrough of this game and some of the things you might want to do early on as you start off in the game, and so forth and so forth. Another thing that I did forget to mention is there are mounts in this game. As you can see, this guy over here, the Inu Trough is on a Drago Turkey. Those are your most common mounts. They give you stats also, and they're rideable at level 50 unless you are willing to pay the $5 for the Gob Tubby mount, which you can use at level 1. Sorry for that. But anyway, guys, thank you for watching this video. If you did enjoy it, please hit the like, subscribe button, as well as leave a comment down below, and I shall see you in the next video.